let's start off with the top-down analysis. Daily time frame is bullish. I would fully expect us to fill this wick going up till here. Same thing on the weekly too. Like we've already broken this high. Probably gonna fill the rest of this wick. I'm assuming that's all we can really tell from the weekly. And then the 4 hour. The 4 hour is basically consolidating between here and here, with certain smaller ranges in between that. But yeah, that's essentially the whole idea of the 4 hour. Potentially, you can see something below here. We tap this level a couple times. There's also this one as well. So yeah, we continue back. Then the last level will probably be like right around here, I'd say. 30 minute. 30 minute, I want to see a closure above here to enter a buy. And then for sells, anything below here up till here, I would say is valid, especially below here. Range 2 breakout. That would be probably what we would prefer on here. And then for buys up till here for sure. And I don't think we have anything else from there. I think that's the only time. Okay, but we do. So after that, we have all the way up till here, I would say. Once we close above here. So yeah, there's that on the, let's check 15 minute. Yeah, same thing on the 15 as well. Basically. And then MNQ. For MNQ, let's do the same thing. Top down analysis, weekly. Weekly's still coming up here. At any point we could potentially flip, but as of right now, I think we'll close bullish. Daily's coming up to like this level, I think. So we could be seeing a rejection here, especially if we break this low candle low. Once you break that low as a higher confirmation, then we'll continue pushing back down. 4 hours also bearish, especially if we break that low again. Probably up until, well, that's the low. I would expect us to continue down until here at least if we break that low, which is about almost 100, like 400, 600 ticks. So yeah. So here's the low of day. So once we start coming down below this range, I would expect us to fill here. And then anything below there, you can probably fill up till around here or even here. So those are the two things that I'm looking for. For sells, it'll be, I think we can take sales quicker just because we have rejected a specific area. We're making higher highs and higher lows. Coming down here, yeah. So resistance here, all the way up till there. Support here, all the way till there. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing right now on the charts. That's what I'm seeing right now. So let's see how this goes. Yeah, also anything above here, you have all the way up to around here to enter. The preferred buys would probably be right above here just because everything else above there is kind of choppy. So the first buy I would want would be above here because we are bullish on the daily still, and we also have the bullish on the 4 hour. So anything above here would be good. And then for sells, since the 4 hour might probably will break the lows here, that's probably where I'd enter sells is right here. But yeah, I mean, I would prefer us to clear this range fully if we can. And then we could probably continue maybe up till here. Yeah, so there I would say. So anything above here would be clean till there, I'd say. The reason why I'm saying this is because this was a support level, but since we just blew by it, we might be able to do the same thing with volume here as well. I'm gonna mark this as like a white line just for like a potential profit area if we close above. And then, but we would really be targeting everything all above it for buys, like above the next one, the next resistance to enter buys. So yeah, there's that. So just like we mentioned earlier, the overall time frame was pretty bearish. The 4 hour ended up coming down to break the lows, which caused the entry on this trade. So once we saw that closure below 19,552, we waited for the current 15 candle to create a top wick and then break the previous 15-minute low. Once we saw that low being broken, that's where we placed the sell stop with a stop loss above the current candle high. Just like we mentioned in our initial analysis at the top of the morning, that we were expecting to fill that range and continue to push down. Because of the way the funded challenges work, I was only able to risk about 0.5%, maybe a little bit less on this trade. Otherwise, you would have risked a little bit more, but we have to stick to the parameters of the funded account and manage risk accordingly. So once we saw around $200 in profit, we moved stops to break even and closed partials. We ended up closing full at $170 profit, which was pretty good. But I would like to see a little bit more and risk a little bit more going forward in the future. This next trade that we were looking to take was a long on YM at 8:30 a.m. Central Time at NYSE Open. What we've noticed is that during NYSE Open, we'll go up to grab liquidity and we'll continue to push down the opposite direction of wherever we grab liquidity from. So essentially, even though we knew the daily and the 4 hour were both bullish, We potentially knew that we could still reject and flip down and continue bearish for the rest of the day, which is what happened. After we grabbed this liquidity, it was a huge reaction to a huge downside move for the rest of the day. We knew this was an impulse entry, which is a lower confirmation trade. So whenever we take these types of impulse entries, we know we have to manage risk accordingly and be on top of profit taking and moving stops to break even, which we were. We closed at about a 1 to 1, and that's really all I need in order to be successful in my current strategy. That's been working so far. I'm going to continue to stick to that, and it's been proving successful. So that's why I do the 1 to 1 now. The last trade that was taken was an MNQ short at around 9:30 to 10 a.m. Central Time. What we saw was a closure below a strong resistance level that had three touches in the past with a strong bearish candle going to the downside. So once we were able to create that top awake first, we had a sell stop at the break of the current candle lows with a stop loss above the previous 1 minute range that was created. What we've been noticing a lot more of is that the previous 1 minute ranges that are created, those are great areas to put our stop losses above. Even though it might lead us to risk a little bit more, I think overall to get the higher confirmation trade, it ends up working out in our favor. Just like in this trade, we were consolidating for a little while before we saw that push down. So when the 1 minute consolidates, we have the stop loss above that 1 minute range, and we anticipate us to fill the full range. And we ended up doing that. The only thing we could have done was hold this trade for a little longer.